Houston, we might have a problem. I didn't realise the bolts weren't bolted down for the front of the cowl and stuff like that. So I realised they weren't bolted down, and now we really have a problem. Morning guys, so welcome back to let's start again. Morning guys, welcome back to Studebaker video 34 it will be today. So I've got some big sheet of panel steel. Should have enough, I think. And apparently there's a stick of what I think is beech over here that I'm going to drag out, and I wasn't sure if some of these big pieces over here were a beech, but apparently these are beech, so I'll drag one of these out. See what these are, see what this is like. It's obviously a big old piece out of something, so we'll have a decent look at it. Cut a couple of strips off it and just see whether it's going to do the trick. Yeah, so this is a big stick of timber. There's another one over there too. I might have to pull them both out and have a decent look at them, because there is a few funny spots in it. But we'll cut it down. We'll just have and we'll run it through. I'll have a quick measure up, because I need about 4 strips just to remake these pieces. They aren't terribly long, so that's quite a long piece of timber, so hopefully I'll get 4 clean pieces out of that, otherwise we'll have to look into that other piece. Got some bottles here. I finally dragged one of my big steel, a 24-inch steel rules here that I had from years ago from doing sheet metal work. I should have some more somewhere, but that's the only one that I can find at home. What else? Is that sorted? That's about it, I think. Yeah, I thought I was going to tell you something else, but maybe I wasn't. It's probably a lie, but anyway. Right, we'll get back to you in a second. I knew there was something else. Right. I'll turn the camera around. Finally have the radiator back. So this is the one we're using. I'm assuming I can take the shroud off to clean it up, but it's all ready to go, apart from obviously just cleaned up and I think that chrome. So it's obviously going to come off to be chrome, but I think it's all ready to go. I think it should be. So that's something else we can obviously sit on the car and start organising the front sheet metal, like the bonnet and the sides, and hood and sides, or whatever you want to call it. So if I get stuck doing some of this stuff, depending on what I need to do, I can obviously work on that, or work on door hinges, or whatever, we can work on some other things. So we've got a few bits and pieces obviously to carry on with, so I'll set you up there. Feeling it's splitting it. Comes all that here somewhere. We'll get rid of that part of it anyway. Fairly nice, heavy, solid grain, so I think it'll be fine, as long as it's in reasonable nick. Yeah, sweet. I think it'll be alright once it's clean. freaking nail in there. Hopefully it's not too much damage. Let's see if I can get it out. Ticking hand timber, eh? Wow, what a beautiful piece of timber. That's just freaking gorgeous to see it. It's a shame it's going to be inside the bodywork of a car and you're never ever going to see it. Going on, so I need to get 2 of these pieces out. I don't know if I'm going to get it out of this or not, but the other end of that piece of wood is not terribly good. It's okay, but it's quite it's got quite a lot of borer damage on this one edge and this edge, but I definitely don't need all of that piece of timber to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip it, I'm going to cut it down about 10 mil in, or it's about 3/8 of an inch in, and chop it in and see how clean it is then, because really I'm only going to need probably that much or that much in width and basically about this, not quite the same thickness as it. If I go get the piece of timber, you'll see. Well, as you can see here, like, we're not going to need much of it all. No, it's just as long as I can get some clean timber out of it, and I've got plenty left to make that piece, and give me a bit of playroom, obviously. So I've just set up a rough piece. I've had to take the top guard off because, well, yeah, the guard, because it's not quite high enough. It doesn't clear. I can't get that underneath. So I've just set this up just so I've got a rough width here, and I'll just push that through and just chop it off. So yeah, I'll use that to try and push it through and see how we get on. See, won't make it any smaller than that. Just see what comes out like. If it's no good, it's no good. I think it'll be right. Alrighty. Well, it's the timber all cut down to just rough size anyway. So we should be right with these bits now. If that one turns out to be no good, well, we'll just find something else. Marvellous. Right. Next piece. Righty, so I'm going to set that stuff for aside for a bit until we organise a bandsaw just to help with the initial shaping and bits and pieces. There's no point. I could cut it down so far, but it's probably just as easy to wait for a couple of days until we get a bandsaw sorted. Because as you said, he scrapped that one. So I'll set up the bottles back on the gas plant and we'll have a wee look at this hinge. So I've got the gas sorted, so we'll bang these pin, so we get this pin out now. Right.
Audio Jungle.
Apparently it's lunchtime. Rachel just rang me. Halfway through video and drilling this hole out. So yeah, I think that's going to come out easy enough. It's actually quite soft. So yeah, we'll just keep playing with that after lunch and so we can get this apart. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get anything more done with this today, but it'll progress over the next few days. So if I can't do that, I'll be playing with door hinges and those other doors until such time as we can get things made and shaped and whatever else. So yeah, I'll come back and hopefully we can get it apart after lunch. But I'll shoot home and check a bit of stuff out and have something to eat, and we'll see you after that. Shh. Can you hear it? No electric fence. Righty, let's get back to here. I've had my lunch. Get out of there. And we can make some pins or something. Hard to say whether it was broken or not, but it looks like it might have been. Just because I've drilled it out, it's bloody hard to tell. Anyway, we'll drill the rest of this out. At least then we can make up some pins to fit. It's actually, fortunately, it's because that whatever that pin was made out of is softer than the cast. It's pushing the drill the right direction. I would imagine that this hole here needs to be just a smidge bigger than what this is to hold it tight, and then it can rotate through on that. So, I know Dad's got some little reamers at home. I just don't know if there's anything that small to try and true those holes up together. And then we can get some, whether we get grade 8 bolts and just make them so they work. Push them through, heat this up, push them through, and then cut the ends off or whatever. What next? I'll go have a quick look at some of these other door hinges and just see what they're like. Alright, so this confirms my suspicion. So that pin was broken, because if you can see, wherever they're pricking the lenses, you might be able to see there that that pin's not moving on the outside. So obviously, it shows it better. So it's not moving. So it would broken, I'd say, in here, and it was just flexing on those bits. So yeah, we can just put just a little bit bigger pin through there, and yeah, obviously just make sure it's tight in here and just marginally loose on the outside. That's easy enough to do. Like I can get like a grade 8 bolt or something like that. I can even put it in the lathe at home and just measure these two distances and just polish the bolt up with with a bit of emery cloth or something. Just in that file, I can even just put a bit of tape on it. So when I just give it a light sand in the lathe, if I turn it around each end or something like that, it'll just make it that little bit smaller once we get the holes the right size, and we can just make it just minutely smaller so it'll pivot on that. So that's easy enough to fix. We can do that. That's cool. Yeah, we'll carry on. I was just looking at, there's meant to be screws in here to hold the steel work, in like this. So I'll just have a quick look and just see what's meant to be in there. I think it's just the big wood screws. So I can go ahead and do that and clean that sort of stuff up. Yeah, and I might make some more shims and bits and pieces until, you know, obviously we figure out bits and pieces we need to get for these other little pieces. So, well, okay, I'll just see in here somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. Right, just have another wee look at this other door, just see if I can get this to, this is a bit loose here, but it hasn't got all the screws in here. Morning, guys. Can you hear it? My friend's back. Frickin' electric fences. Anyway, so this is a continuation of yesterday for this video. I thought I'd actually film some more before I left, but I don't know, it's for some reason that footage has disappeared. And I apologise, every now and again I'm getting this little glitch in a video. I don't know if it's memory and the phone's playing up or what. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's not my phone playing up. But we'll find out, I guess. So I bought just a random selection of bits and pieces, bit of rod and some bolts and bits and pieces. I just want to see whether something like this will do the job for the hinge. These are all about 5.5, 6 mil thick, or a bit more. Some of these are, you know, into the 7 mil, which is, I don't know. I'd actually have to work it out. I'm not big on inches, but I know, but I don't. I got to see a digital verniers here. Just grab one of Dad's sets from home. So this one here is 0.284 of an inch, or if I go to or about 7.2 millimeters, if you can read that. And I'll go. So yeah, so these are all about a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than that. I just want to see whether something like this will work, because that's like a grade 8 bolt out of something Japanese, like out of a vehicle. Dad's got a whole box full of bolts and bits and pieces, so like I can use this sort of stuff. You know, I can possibly turn it down if I need to, or I can just try and find a bolt that's really, really close, and then adapt the hinge to fit. I've just got a few bits and pieces here I can have a play, because I haven't checked all the hinges too to see if they're all right. If they've got just a little play in them, I'm not going to panic. But as long as they're not broken like that one, that should be alright. So I'll just turn that off. So that's something I'm going to look at today. Yeah, I'll have a work out what I was trying to figure out exactly what I was doing yesterday over there, because I can't remember. And if I don't do some work on that, we'll have a look at these hinges with these bolts and see if one of these will do the trick. I'll be back to you shortly. I remember what I was doing now. I know I was playing with door hinges and stuff yesterday. I couldn't remember exactly where I'd sort of left off. So I'll show you because there's a couple of little things that are bugging me here at the back, but we'll get it sorted. I don't know if I can show you up this close or not. Right, this piece here is bugging me because on the outside, I played with it the other week, and it still pushes out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plate up, something small, hopefully. Pick up a couple of screw holes here and a couple of screw holes here. I'll butt up against here, and I'm going to try and see if I can squeeze these together and just see if I can get this here to come out flat with that, and just see if it helps here, because I know it was worse than that. Because I'm fairly, I put another shim in the bottom of the door here yesterday, put another shim in this hinge in here, and it's boarded out. It's reasonable. I think with a little bit of mucking around, I think it'll be pretty good. And by the time a little bit of body work, a little, a skim of filler, and I just tweak the edges and just a little bit of mucking around, I think they'll be fine. Especially by the time I do body work all over this, because this isn't terribly flat or terribly straight. It's not bad, like it's, if we end up with the odd little low spot in here, and it's got like it's less than a 16th of an inch of body filler across here, just to even everything out. It's not going to matter much. But I'd just like to get this top edge here, close that door together, it fits queer because it's coming along here. It just would be nice, but it sort of like kicks out queer here. It's like the body's, just that top edge is twisted or something. So I'll screw a plate in here and see if I can flatten it off and pull it back over, because I've whipped the screw back out of this, where are we? That little bracket here. I've taken the screw out of there. So I'll try and force that back round if I can, and just see if I can improve that situation. Right, so I just whipped up that little plate, drilled some holes in it. That's going to sit on here, and hopefully pull this in. I'm hoping. If not, we'll do something else. It's helped a little bit. I could sand a little bit off in here, make it a little bit lower possibly. It's improved the situation, I'll say. It's improved it. Marginally. Right. Next. Got a bit of shade. It has improved it a little bit. It's still, look down on top, it's still kicked out there. Yeah. Dunno. That's what I was trying to fix by pulling the two sides in a little bit. Well, pulling the two sides in a little bit. I was trying to help. So when the door closed, it was in further than it wasn't. So like that, bang, and then like that. I was trying to pull that in. That would bring the body side in, and the door would sit around square. That's also part of what I was trying to do when I was pulling the body work in with that strap, just to try and improve that situation. But I didn't make the woodwork. Like I don't want to have to remake the whole back end of this thing. It's possibly meant to be maybe a little more shaped in here. It's probably a bit flat too, which isn't helping. But yeah, like, God, yeah, fucking, like how, like, do I have to redo all the woodwork? I don't really want to do all of it. Because, yeah, like, joining and gluing and shaping all this and getting all these shapes and that is probably not the easiest job either. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like this needs more material in behind here. It's like being made, probably a quarter of an inch too narrow, just to give that body just a little bit more shape in it. I might pull that now out and just see if I can shift that steel out at the top. Try that, eh? What have we got to lose? Let's see if I can find something that can just slide it behind there. And underneath here and just see if I can tap it and just take the top of that bodywork out a little bit. Crazy instrument. Back here in a sec. Right, so there you go, guys. So I'm going to make a couple of quick, just sheet metal spaces, like I did on those other, actually on the doors, but this is going to be on the post, because I just want to try and push this out, just the thickness of a piece of sheet metal, just to see what happens. So I'm going to make two. Basically I'm going to make it so that it just slides in around here, so it'll be only sort of the same size of this inner piece, and bang a couple of holes in it, and hopefully that's enough just to slip that door back a little bit. I'm just going to try and do that before I go have lunch. Right, so these are a couple of quick ones I've just whipped up, just to see whether this is going to do the job. I'll make some better ones out of better steel. It's just that rusty old door I made some shims out, because they were basically what I'm trying to work out is what I need to make, and then I'll try and get some cleaner sort of steel or something like that, or maybe that bit of panel steel. I'll make some nice new clean tidy ones, and then when we put it all together we'll paint them all, and hopefully they disappear. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one each on here, because I'm about to go have some lunch. So I'll put one each behind here, and then these here and behind here. So this will move the door out, those will move the door along, because it's not like a modern car where you can unscrew it and you can slip things around. It's where it is. So yeah, just a couple of little pieces like this, and then we'll make up some nice real tidy stuff in the end, before we go to like final assembly and start painting and whatever. But yeah, I'll slip that in there, and then that'll tell me whether that's enough to do what I want to do. Because I did re-screw this and I actually put some bigger, heavier screws in here, because it's not going to be seen. So I pulled this as far forward as I possibly could, and it's helped. It's probably similar to what it was. It's maybe slightly better. So yeah, I'm just hoping those couple extra little shims will see where the door sits and see whether I need more or less. And I've punched this out a little bit. I'm going to have another go later on, because it is actually dinted in here. So I'm going to have to have another go at that. But this door is getting better and better and better all the time. But this here is just, it's never been quite made the right shape. I don't know why they've done that. It should have more of an arc. Just like it probably needed to come over, what's that, I don't know, an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch. Well, not quarter of an inch, but yeah, like a good, somewhere between an eighth and a quarter. It probably just need to bow the other way, and it would have been fine. But it's too flat in here. Pretty sure this, because this has got more of a bow on it, just a gentle little arc in it, and it's pretty good this side. But why they sort of made that, it gets to about here, and it goes the wrong way. They didn't leave enough material in that wood, and leave that just nice gentle roll, and then that would have been fine. That's why it looks queer. But I'll fix it. I don't have any choice. But anyway. So yeah, when we come back, I'll push around with that door. We'll swap those, put those little shims in there and just see if that helps. So we'll see you after lunch. Alright, so back from lunch. Let's have a look at this door. So we can make improvements. But I might clean the camera lens first. I think that's better. It's one thing I can say, if you're doing stuff like I am, make sure the lens is clean, because it's very easy to get it dirty, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a video and you're trying to edit it and you go, man, holy hell, you can't see, or it's just all looks like a greasy, smeary mess. Like, you can see what's going on, but it like halves the quality of the video real quick if your lens isn't clean. So just try and keep something around so you can give it a wipe. That's a second tech tip for videoing. Right, I'll set this camera up the other way, and we'll pull this door off, and we'll throw some shims in there and see if we can improve this door situation. Righty, it's a good advantage about the phones having the wide angle camera lens. Makes it easy, close and still see what's going on. Shut up, leave your pen. Right, we'll whip some screws out of here. Bits of steel in there. Alright, I'm going to shoot. Show what I mean. See in here, it's just a little bit of the steel showing from the shim that I made up, and it's just enough. It's pushing on the door hinge and making it sit out, so it's not closing 100%. We'll just get this little file off. That's definitely improved the situation. It's not 100%. Actually, the door gap's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. Too. Bring you out here and show you anyway. So as you can see, like, it's wider at the top than it is in the bottom. It's not it might be bad here. It mightn't be too bad, but on the front edge, you've got quite a closed gap still down there. and it's, you know, a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe another spacer at the bottom, and then when we so that's the thing. Is the cowl bolted down properly? I don't know. So that's a lot of things I don't know. I assume it's bolted down properly. Might climb underneath and have a wee look and just see where it is bolted down. Oh, it's bolted down. Let's have a wee look. So there's a bolt in there, which is loose. Alright, okay. So they're loose. Okay, right. So I need to have a wee more look and investigation into this. I might have a clean out this floor because I know that handle should lift out. And we'll just have a wee check in here. I'll have a clean up and yeah, we'll come back to you. Yeah, right, so yeah, none of these front bolts are even bolted down, which is strange, I suppose, considering they had the back ones bolted down. So yeah, I'll find out what size they are and I'll crank them down. So there's one there and there's ones in these front of this seat box, and then I'll see another one on that side. So I'll pull them down and see where we're sitting. I thought they must have been bolted down, but I'd never looked. So yeah, we'll bolt them down, I guess. I'll find the spanner to do them up. Funny, he expect things to be bolted down, but they never were. Certainly door gaps like now that I've bolted down the front anyway. So if it's shifted anything. Oh wow, yeah, now we're worse. Okay. Shit. Way worse. We might be. Yeah, wow. Man, probably should have started at the front of this car. I might have to pack this body up a bit. I might put a might just get a couple of small square washers or something, a couple of washers, and just put underneath there. Not that I really want it kicked back a lot, otherwise it's going to look queer at the front. But it just needs to be kicked back a little bit because, oh, that's no good to nothing. Like, I might as well start a freaking game. Because that just fits like rat shit. Now, originally I wanted to start at the front, but it didn't have the radiator, so I started at the back. It would have been nice to have all the front stuff and then move backwards. That was what I wanted to do. Yeah. Oh. I can see me pulling this whole cowl off. Switch to the gap at the bottom's horse shit now too. Yeah, look at that, friggin' massive at the bottom. Yeah. I know that there will pull it back down, but I can't imagine it pulling it down that much to make a big difference. So yeah, I need to probably just pack the front of that body up, undo those bolts and slip a little, like it doesn't need to be thick, because by the time you lift that a mil or two, you know, like I'm talking this much, that's going to change the back, or even to here, a huge amount. That will change that there a huge amount, and by the time it gets back to here, it'll be like a mil down there will be the 4 or 5 here, which is about what it needs to be. Like the panel steel is probably about 1 millimetre thick, or you know, a little bit like or whatever. That's a bit over 1 mil. That you get what I mean. Like by the time you put, say, a couple of layers of that underneath there, by the time that transfers back to here, it'll be double it. That easy. So that might be next job. Because as soon as I pulled that down, that's just changed its huge amounts. Yeah, freaking screw it. I wish I knew that wasn't bolted down, but I probably should have checked, but I suppose I thought it was on there, you know. Yeah. Right. Bolting this down will help. It will help pull it back, but it's not going to make that much difference. Actually, that will pull that down and this down, so it will close that gap. I think we'll do that, but we'll find some bolts to fit that. We'll at least find some nuts to fit these. Or another nut and bolt. Because that one is way too friggin' long. It's like, it sticks out about that much in the bottom. Anyway. Righty, before I bugger off, I'm just having a quick look with these bolts and these hinges. Or what I bought here anyway, just to get an idea of what I need. Whether I can get away with using a bolt and cut the head off, and obviously when I push this through, get that whatever side needs to be get it hot, and then slip these through, and then hopefully when it cools off, it grabs and holds this and doesn't come out, which is the plan. So something like that, about that length, obviously maybe just a slightly longer in the shank without the thread, will work perfectly. That'll give me an idea, and about that size will be good too, because that wall just almost screws in there, if you know what I mean. So if we just open that up just a tick from that, I don't have any reamers, that doesn't have any reamers that small, so we'll just have to be gentle, just drill it out nice and quietly, and get it nice and square, and hopefully just slip this through, and then just have this, or even just polish the ends of these up a little bit, just take a little bit of material off, so they slip in here, but hold in the other piece, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's the plan. So basically we want this tight, like almost, so yeah, hopefully with just a bit of heat in here they'll expand, slip that through, and then locks on. Bugger off light. And we'll be golden hopefully. So while I go pick the young fella up, I might go see if I can get 2 or 3 or 4 of these anyway, so I got some extras in case I do need any others for any other door hinges. And then if it's got a couple of spare here, it's not going to matter. At least then I can sort this one and then work out what's next. So yeah, that bolt there is, so look, just zero that out. Talking millimeters here, so It's 5.8 mil. Or point, yeah, 0.233 of an inch, whatever that works out to be in drill bits. They're all freaking metric anyway. So the set plural or not? Yeah, they're all. What did I say it was? Millimeters. 4.8. I can work it out anyway, but so yeah, basically, if I can get something just a little bit longer than that, a nice grade 8 bolt, I can just whack the head off and poke it through. I'll probably just even leave the head on until I poke it through and then nick it off. And yeah. Yeah. So something like that, even something like that would do, but this is big. I just bought it as a sample. It's just something that was floating around home. This is very, very slightly bigger. This is a little bit over 6 mil. Or 0.244 of an inch. So yeah, I'm not sure how that works into inches when you're talking like that. I know, like 7/16 and 3/8 and 5/16, but when you're converting from points of an inch to fractions of an inch, it's not quite so easy to remember. But anyway, so yeah, I might see if I can find a couple of bolts. I'm going to get the owner to get me a couple of 4 coach bolts, 2 for the very back where I've got those all thread, 2 for underneath the seat, and I've got 2 here already that'll fit right at the front. I'll need to check whether those holes are big enough. I'll get some, or what I might do is grab a handful of washers from home that'll fit over that. Just, that are a couple of mil thick. So we're talking, yeah, oh, that's inches. Duh. So about that thick. I'll grab a few, probably 6 washers or something like that, and just put one in there at a time and then clamp it down and see how that moves it. I don't want to put a whole heap in there because otherwise the body's going to look stupid and it's going to be sticking up, but a couple of mil shouldn't make a difference, but it should make a hell of a difference to the door, because at the moment here I didn't realise the bolt that front end wasn't bolted down, which is a pain in the ass because I would have done things differently at the back. So yeah, I should have checked, but I just thought the other stuff was sort of semi-bolted down, so I was like, oh, but yeah, they just poke bolts through. One didn't even have a nut on it, so yeah, that doesn't freaking help the situation. But hopefully when I pull those bolts down at the seat, because that's dead in the middle, it will help pull like that. So hopefully those 2 posts will calm in a little. I'm hoping. So that'll help the situation too, but we'll find that out tomorrow. That's a cliffhanger for you. Anyway, I'll get out of here, and I'll take that with me and that with me, and we'll find some bolts. Alrighty, catch you later on, and this should be the end of this video. We'll start a fresh one tomorrow.